Hi, I'm Joe from Bloomfield, and today I'm going to teach you about your Hayward heater and possible errors that you may encounter. Okay, so here at our display pool in Newcastle, we have a 150,000 BTU Hayward heater like most of you have. They are not complicated to operate. You can see here, we simply have 3 buttons. This button here is your power and thermostat option button. So you'll see the 2 different symbols. One is a spa, one is a pool. This does not mean that the spa water comes out hotter than the pool water. They're simply different thermostat settings that you can set. So what I'm going to do is just put it on spa for the sake of spa. Right now it's late October, so this pool is very cold. We haven't had the heater running. It's in Fahrenheit at the moment. So I hit it to spa. The heater will always come on and vent itself to clear any gases that are inside, and then it'll fire. You do need to set your thermostat. You can hear the fan coming on now with these 2 buttons. So 90 is not happening. Let's turn it to 80 Fahrenheit. You stop pressing the button, the thermostat will set itself in place. In a minute, you're going to hear the heater fire, and the green light will come on. Now the heater is working, the water is 58 Fahrenheit, we want it to be 80 Fahrenheit. It's gonna take some time this time of year. But you see the green light is on to say that it's operating. You can hear it and you'll also smell it. Now, if I switch down to pool, it should keep running because the thermostat, what's it set to? It's also set to 80. So we have them both set to 80 so we don't get confused. My point here being just choose one. There's no difference in how hot the water is coming out of the jets in the pool. So to turn the heater off, I go back to that, turns itself off. The fan is still going to vent itself. Now, let's talk about a couple possible errors that you can get and deal with on your own. I'm gonna force an error right now. I'm gonna turn the pool back on. And I should have stated, in order for your heater to work, your pump has to be running. Water has to be flowing through the machine. Otherwise, the heater knows to turn itself off, which brings us to that first error. Let's let this heater fire back up. There it goes, clicking away. So in order to force the first error we're going to talk about is LO. The screen will say low, LO. So I'm going to force it right now by turning the pump off. Because of course, the pump isn't running, the heater will not burn for safety reasons. So I'm turning the pump off. LO, meaning low water flow. So the possible reasons that your heater could be throwing an LO error are based on water flow. First thing you should check is how high the water level is in your pool. The only place water is being pulled to the pump, is through the skimmer. So if your water level isn't at least halfway up the skimmer opening, it is probably catching air when kids are cannonballing and waves, etc. And air is getting into the system, slowing the flow of water. 2, your skimmer basket could be full of leaves or debris, goggles, kids' toys, etc. That is again restricting the flow of water coming to the heater, and for safety reasons it's saying I will not turn on without more water flow. Now the last reason is the reason we get the most emails about. If your filters are dirty, the flow of water through the pool to the heater is just not adequate for the heater to fire. So check the height of your water in your pool, check your skimmer basket is clean, and then clean your filters. Even if you cleaned them last week, algae, when it dies, is almost invisible, but plugs these filters up unbelievably. So does sawdust. If a neighbor's building a deck or you just put up a new pavilion, something like that, the sawdust gets deep in the filters and you really got to get in there and hose them out. You can look at our How to Clean Your Filter video on the website and go from there. But those 3 steps will almost always clear up the LO reading. Now, in this case, we know it says LO because I turned the pump off. I'm going to turn the pump back on, clear the air, and we're back to enjoying our pool. So now we can see our second most common error that you personally can deal with, IF. IF stands for ignition failure. And generally that is caused because someone has turned the gas off that runs to your heater. It could either be propane or natural gas. In this case, this is a propane heater running all the way through our greenhouses here, and says IF, won't fire. First thing I need to do is check my gas valves. In this case, I have forced the error by turning off this gas valve right here. I'm going to turn the gas valve back on, putting flow back to the heater, which will ignite it. Now, there is one more place that the gas could have been turned off by a closing company or by you in the fall, and come spring, you forget about it. Take my star screwdriver, open this little screw here to get the door open. Door just pops out. Inside the heater, you'll see this on-off knob. Right now it is to on. A lot of times in the spring, it'll be on off. So check and make sure that's on, as that's letting the gas flow through the heater and activate. Okay, so now we've checked and made sure that our gas is flowing through the pipes to the heater again. So we know we've solved the problem. It still says IF because it wants you to clear the code. In order to do that, just keep hitting the power button until the heater resets. Now it's reset. Put it back to either spa or pool. Remember, there's no difference between them but a thermostat setting, and the heater will fire back up again. Okay, so other than those two errors, more can pop up on the screen, but they're generally not something that you, the homeowner, can deal with. So LO, IF, we know the solutions for them. Anything past that will become a Hayward warranty issue. Your manual for your heater and all your equipment is found on our Bloomfield webpage under the Client Pool School tab. In there you will find instructions on how to do a warranty claim with Hayward, and also the manuals I mentioned. So everything you need should be found on that page, and it should be pretty smooth sailing with your heaters from there on out. So thank you very much.